Welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, where we share book, business, leadership, and life lessons in 20 minutes or less to help you build a thought leadership brand and business. My name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a former middle school language arts teacher turned seven-figure entrepreneur, and I am glad that you are here. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back to the Published and Paid podcast. My name is Jasmine Womack, and I am your host today. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to approach bulk book orders in your business. Now, before I get started, this episode is particularly targeted towards consultants, speakers, and trainers. Okay. And this is because you need the type of book that can be sold in bulk. And I will say, even though I don't target my content towards authors of children's books, this may apply to you as well. Okay. This will not apply to you if you are writing a memoir, a tell-all book, or a book about deeply traumatic personal experiences for various reasons that I won't get into today. Okay. But before you start out, you need to know that you need to have the type of book that actually can be sold in bulk, which is why this particular episode is targeted towards certain individuals. Now, bulk book orders are your fastest way to income growth when you are selling books. Now, of course, you can have your beyond the book streams, such as speaking, courses, consulting, so on and so forth. But when it just comes down to selling the book, bulk book orders are going to be your fastest way to monetizing and generating income from the book alone. In my opinion, when authors think about selling their book, they always default to thinking or believing that selling their book is only going to consist of one-to-one sales, meaning that you're going to sell one book to one individual. And while that definitely can occur, that typically is the harder way to success, right? That's the harder way to success. Bulk book orders are going to be your fastest way to income growth when selling books. So a few things that you may want to take note of when you are selling bulk book orders, okay? Or when you want to sell bulk book orders. You need to connect with influencers or leaders who have access to groups of people. This is how you're going to sell in bulk. So this could be educators, this could be educational administrators, this could be nonprofit executives, this could be book club leaders, this could be speakers, podcast hosts, this could be individuals who have coaching or consulting or even membership communities. This can be individuals who have teams like coaches, athletic coaches or whatnot, who have teams. Okay. You want to connect with people who have access to groups because they are more likely to purchase multiple numbers of books for the people in their organization, or at least to give away to as gifts, give away to guests, give away to clients during client retreats or events, give away to students at banquets. You follow me? So you want to connect with leaders who have access to groups of people, and you want to begin to build relationships with them. Okay? Because as you build relationships with them, you're going to learn more about their needs. You're going to learn more about the things that are going great in their organizations and the things that they want to work on. And so you'll be able to find an end by focusing on their perceived challenges and positioning your talk, positioning your workshop and your book as a solution to their challenge. Okay. Now, for those of you all who are already speaking, you're already training, or you want to, then you must remember that you can get paid multiple ways. Yes, you can get paid from a keynote. You can get paid from a 90-minute workshop. But you can also have an additional offer in your proposal that comes with the book. So, like maybe your first tier is the workshop by itself. The second tier is the workshop plus a copy of your book for everyone in attendance. You must give people the option to buy from you in multiple ways. If you don't give people the option, if you assume that they already know about your book, or even worse, if you assume that they're not going to want your book, you are decreasing your success really before you even get started. So package your book in along with your training proposal. Okay. Again, you also want to target people who have communities. So this is mainly the online coaches who have communities of people, or people who host empowerment events or instructional events, and they have people coming there in the room. Okay. You can build relationships with them. You can pitch them to speak in their communities to their clients and offer them to purchase at least 10 copies of your book as a minimum. Okay. You can even sponsor an event of theirs. So, like, for instance, if they are hosting an event, if they're hosting a conference, if they're hosting any type of online summit, if they're offering swag bags, you can pay to be a sponsor and put your book into their swag bags, put your book into their client boxes. This is where you have to start thinking outside of the box. Now, when you start going into sponsoring events or sponsoring conferences, then those funds should come out of your marketing budget, because it's a form of marketing. You're marketing indirectly to get in front of their audience. So for instance, we host Published and Paid Live every single year, and we have sponsorship packages. We've had people to try to pitch us to speak for free in front of the audience that we've had to actually work to get in the room. But it would be a different story if they would ask for our sponsorship packages, or even pitch a sponsorship package where they would pay us to allow us to put their book in our VIP and VIP Platinum boxes, or allow us to put their book in front of each and every one of our attendees, where each attendee would get a copy of the book. That's immediate exposure. It's a conference for authors, for experts who want to write books, and likely they're going to read the book if it's of high quality. So I want you to start thinking outside of the box as to how you can get in front of different people. Yes, it's going to require you to think. Yes, it's going to require you to do a little bit of work, but it will pay off. It will pay off. Okay? You got to remember that if you can connect with 40 people and get these 40 people to each purchase 10 copies of your book, then you have sold 400 books. The average self-published author sells less than 100 books throughout the entire time their book is out. But I want you to begin to shift that narrative. Find 40 people to purchase 10 copies each. Once you do that, you have sold 400 books, and you haven't had to sell 400 books individually. 400 books sold at $25 each is $10,000 in revenue and sales. So if you want to make 5 figures in book sales, make it your goal to connect with 40 people who have groups and sell a minimum of 10 copies of your book to each of those persons. Again, I want you to begin to shift your thinking from selling individual books one-on-one to actually positioning yourself to receive larger quantities of sales, and also ask for larger quantity of sales. Selling individual books one-on-one is great. Yes, you can make it happen. Do I feel like you should stop doing that? No. But it takes the same level of energy to sell one book to someone who you don't know as it does to sell 10 books to someone who you don't know. But your efforts and your energy will pay off greater with the latter. It takes the same amount of energy. It takes the same level of gumption. It takes the same level of confidence. It takes the same level of clarity to have a conversation about who you are, what you do, what your book is about and how your book and your services are the solution to someone else's problem. It takes the same amount of energy. So put your energy where it counts. I want to invite you to join the Elevate Your Authority with a Best-Selling Book workshop. We're going to be hosting it in just a few weeks. So make sure that you go to www.JasmineWomack.com/elevate to secure your spot in the Elevate Your Authority with the Best-Selling Book workshop. And I will see you there. And if you're looking to write your book and grow your speaking and consulting business, the Published and Paid Academy might be a great fit for you. You can visit PublishedAndPaidAcademy.com to learn more and apply. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode.